guys, a very good morning to all of you. Welcome to Oliveboard's Speed Reading Practice 3.0 editorial session. How are you all? Manoj is saying struggling to keep the motivation. Okay, when this happens to me, I usually take a break. Manoj, probably you do something which you really enjoy, you like, go out. For one day you take a break and you'll be back to normal. Okay, so when I feel that I'm low on motivation or I don't feel I'm struggling to keep the motivation, I usually take a break. I just relax, sleep. Okay. So for a day, you can take a break and then you can come back with your preparation. Always that works, right? Okay. So all of you guys, a very good morning. And today we are going to read a new article, new editorial. I hope the one which I told you yesterday on in my Telegram group, you have all read that. So Sunday, I usually give you the suggested articles on Telegram, right? Hope you are very regular with your reading part, at least 3 articles minimum per day. And this is how you improve, right? Now, let's start reading with today's editorial, which I have taken from The Hindu. So, today's article, which I have taken, is from The Hindu newspaper, which we will be reading together. Now, before I begin, I must tell you about our new courses on Oliveboard. We have Mains Super Practice Batch for ESIC UDC. You can use code Harshita for maximum discount. Okay, so we have this offer. Then we have Easter offer, which is now over. It was till yesterday 17th. Today is already 18th. Repeaters batch, UDC mains, assistant mains, descriptive English, RBI grade B course, winners batch, all of these guys, multiple courses. You can buy super elite, in which you can access multiple courses. So this is the best plan on Oliveboard, super elite. Okay. RBI grade B is a separate plan, but other than that, you know that any new batch like repeaters batch or LPS course or any new RBI mains or ESIC mains or ECGC PO descriptive, all are included in super elite, right? Anything you buy on Oliveboard, please use code Harshita for maximum discount. On Telegram, guys, I share the PDFs of the session. So it is Harshita Khurana, the grammar girl. If you're not there in the new group, let me know, or the channel, please let me know. I will add you there. Send me a hi, because the previous old channel was banned, so we have created a new one already. Also, my Instagram, I posted something yesterday also. I don't know how many of you checked. It is harshita.thegrammargirl. Do follow me there as well, right? Now we start with previous day vocab and then we come to the topic. So please help me with the meanings here. I hope you all remember. Sunday is lazy day, of course, for every one of us, right? Sunday, you can all guys give half day for your reading, or definitely in your routine also include things which you enjoy, which you like, to keep the motivation alive every time. Chalo, let's start. The first one, sanctity. What did we learn yesterday? Sanctity, according to the context we did a day before, the quality, noun word, right? Because it's a quality. The quality of being important enough so that something is preserved, saved, because it is important enough, right? Holy also. टेलीग्राम पे क्या शेयर करना है गार्गी? What do you want on Telegram? Allied is always, yeah, adjective. Connected with, existing together with, partners, like we say, right? Allies, connected with, allied. Okay. Related, connected. Okay. Sacrilege meaning, again, very remember it from sacred. When we misuse, okay, or violate something which is regarded as holy, we call it sacrilege. Okay. Streamlining the process, smooth, make the process smooth. Okay. Organize, when you make the process smooth, organize something, you streamline it. Okay. Streamline means make a process work better, make a process in simpler, Okay. Mandate is an official order to do something. Okay. Dubious, doubtful. Facilitating means, guys, helping, aiding, facilitate, providing. Dubious, fake. Okay, dubious we say fake also. Dubious we also say not certain, not sure. Okay, that may not be honest. Okay, that may not be honest. Correct. Legal action when you take is litigation. Correct. Legal action in the court of law. Okay, we did this new word also, guys. Wherewithal. What was the meaning? Wherewithal meaning the money, the means for a particular thing. The money or other means for a particular purpose. Money required for a particular purpose. Right. Proficient is when you're skilled. Right. Proficient is skilled. You remember all of these? We did these words recently, day before only. Okay. Now, coming to our editorial for today. Guys, what is happening in Sri Lanka? Have you read anything about it? Very nice. I really like the synonyms that you are all giving me, important ones for your last word. Proficient, skilled, seasoned, competent, adept. Very nice. Okay. So, what's wrong with Sri Lanka? I think all of you should go to Sri Lanka for a tour. Visit the place, okay, so that they can earn something. It is a horrible condition there. You know, they are saying that it is worse than COVID-19. And Sri Lankan economic crisis will make so many people poor and so many will die out of hunger. This will be even worse than COVID-19 situation, pandemic situation. Hmm. Yeah, Sanjay is right. Guys, please share the session and like it also. So here we have the particular article from the Hindu newspaper. Okay, there is no easy way out on the Rajpaksas. Who are the Rajpaksas? Their economy is totally in a very, very bad situation, disturbed, crumbled. Okay, so you know, Sri Lankan situation is extremely bad. Why did that happen? Why did that happen? Actually, it is about the government, okay, the rural landowning family. Hmm. Rajpaksa is a surname. So the people who rule there, the government, okay, the political party. So you know they are, because of them, the country is in economic crisis. See, the what happened is when it started, it was more like you give me the votes and I will give you tax cuts. Now, when the government is giving so much of tax cuts, they have nowhere to earn from. Okay, they were not able to earn. They are bankrupt, right? So they need huge amount, and actually they have taken loan from India also, from its neighbors China also. It has already taken a lot of loan, but still the condition is very serious. It's very severe. Okay. So we'll read about this crisis. Like I said, guys, if you can go visit Sri Lanka and help the economy. Now, now even if we visit, we cannot, right? The situation is such there. Okay. Reeling under reeling under extreme heat, we say. Okay. So reel under means struggle. Struggle under the weight of something. Yeah. Suffer because of a burden. ब्रिजेश बोल रहा नौकरी लगेगी तब जाएंगे. Though Sri Lanka is not very expensive. Okay, what does this paragraph say, guys? Sri Lanka, which is struggling unrest, okay, obviously going through a lot of unrest because of very serious economic crisis. The country is facing a very, very serious economic crisis. There is unrest, state of disturbance, violence, agitation. People are very angry there, okay. State of when there is social unrest, similar to that, right? Unrest meaning when there is a state or situation in which people are likely to protest, right? A state of disturbance. Now, why did this happen? Because of the economic crisis, did something which is unavoidable. They reached an internationally monetary fund, the organization, for a bailout program. Now they have reached the IMF for help. Okay, what is bailout? When when financial assistance is given to any country, to the government, okay, because they are collapsing because of huge failure, because they will not be able to survive without the money. They ask for financial assistance, they ask for money, right, for from these organizations. So they have moved to IMF for financial assistance. All eyes are now on the Sri Lankan IMF meet. Now everybody is keen to know what will happen there. Okay, what will happen to the economy? How will IMF help? Okay, all eyes are now on this particular meet only, right? So everybody is noticing that, everybody is looking at it, right? What might happen? Everyone is looking at it, right? So, according to the finance minister, Sri Lanka requires $3 billion in just 6 months to restore supplies of essential items. You understand the amount, guys? It is huge. $3 billion in 6 months is required, even to come back or even to have the essential basic items which are required for their survival, right? So, to restore means to give back. To restore, to give back the supplies. Okay. Re means again. So they are not even having the necessities, the basics to survive, which is extreme. You can say serious, right? Now, yeah, shortage of foreign exchange in Sri Lanka, right? Sky high prices. Okay. And Arun, here the problem was with Sri Lankans. Firstly, government, I don't know why they acted so silly, because if you're cutting down on taxes so much, from where will you get the money? Second thing, what they did was more than it earns, it spends, basically. They are not even producing goods and services which they can export, right? Tourism was down because of COVID. There are multiple factors. Tourism was not, now majority income of the Sri Lanka comes from tourist money, but that also suffered due to COVID. Then more than what they earned, they spent, okay, on their imports, right? They did not produce anything they could export and earn, right? So if your earnings are less, okay, then your expenditure, obviously you will reach a stage like this, right? Hmm. Sure. The economy is devastated. Read what till now Sri Lanka has done. So basically, when we say preemptive default, okay, let me make you understand this term. What is preemptive default? See, last resort is the last thing what you can do, the last choice that is remaining with you, what you will do. So this island nation, Sri Lanka is an island nation. It has been talking to other countries. So India also signed a $1 billion bilateral credit facility pact. We already have sent 16,000 tons of rice, okay, to Sri Lanka. Now also Central Bank of Sri Lanka is trying to stabilize, to make things normal, at least for this economy which is completely devastated. On April 12th, what happened recently, which is on April 12th, the central bank took a hard last resort decision. You know, Sri Lanka announced $51 billion debt default, okay, to stop, to combat, to fight the crisis, right? You know, you have seen pictures of people, are taking part in the protest, right, against this full crisis what is going on in Sri Lanka, right? Huh. Yeah, definitely, Manoj, that is right. According to the Hindu paper, government is mainly responsible, but that is the truth also. You will listen to this news everywhere. Government is the one which is majorly responsible. Okay. So, by the way, here preemptive default on its foreign debt means, preemptive default means it indicates that the government is in extreme financial distress condition. Okay. Preemptive means again, they are in default. They have declared that they will not be able to pay back all the money that they have taken, or all the help that they have taken. They have declared they will not be able to take that or pay that back. Okay. So that is what preemptive on all its foreign. $51 billion is a huge amount. So they have defaulted on that. And last step what they have done is announced it. They have said that they are they are not in a situation, they are in extreme financial crisis where they will not be able to pay back. Even other countries have helped. China, mostly Sri Lanka has went to China for help. If you will read about the various articles, you would come to know. uh, Taken their help, then went to the neighbors also, but still the condition is very poor. Now, who are to be blamed? You will see here. Yes, obviously they're talking about the government, the ruling party there. Yeah. Ada, if you will start preparing from now, will you know the basics of quants? Why not? You will obviously learn. Foundation batch is there on Oliveboard. You check that out. Not every bad of the economy can be attributed to the government. The writer says, okay, not everything we can believe is caused by the current regime. Not everything, not every bad situation which has happened in Sri Lanka can be caused, we can say, is caused by the regime. Uh, the writer is saying it's not only the government. Okay, regime is usually the method or a system of government. Okay, usually which is not elected in a fair way. Okay, system of government. Okay, that is regime. So guys, the writer says actually it is not all because of the government that they are in this condition. Okay, shepherded means led by. Okay, one who's the leader, one who leads the others, guided by. Shepherded by this party, the group Rajpaksas. Okay, guided by. Shepherded is guided by, led by. Economists describe Sri Lanka as a perfect case study of twin deficit economy. What is twin deficit? So I just now told you twin deficit means if you talk about their balance sheets, their expenditure is more than their income, right? So there is twin deficit. If you talk about import export also, the imports are more than the exports, right? So here they have mentioned the first thing, twin deficit means two things which we are considering. Lacking national expenditure is more. So when expenditure is more than the income, okay, first one is this, okay, and combined with inadequate domestic production of tradable goods. Now when we talk about trade, okay, import export, there also we are lacking, therefore the twin deficits, okay. So if you have to understand why this condition, because of the twin deficit, firstly whatever they are earning, it is much less than what they spend. Second thing is also the trade that they do is limited. They are not producing goods and services that can be exported. Regime is, yes, the method of government. The regime is the system of government, right? Now, right, guys, also the 2019 Easter Sunday attacks and the COVID pandemic later. There were other factors also. So the writer says when you talk about the other things, there were attack on Sri Lanka, then there was this pandemic. Okay, all these obviously has hurt the economy, right? So hit their foreign exchange sectors, tea, garment exports, tourism, all of these are hit because of the other factors also, other than obviously the government's fault. Government has a major role to play, no doubt about it. But there were other things also which played a role. For example, the COVID situation. I told you maximum of their earning comes from tourism. Now, obviously, tourism was stopped because of the COVID pandemic, right? Remittances is, obviously, remittances were hurt also. So, money that is sent, the act of sending money that is sent from abroad by their citizens, money sent. Okay, worker remittances, right? Worker payments, all of those were hurt. Okay, right? Yes, there is fiscal deficit for sure, Arun. Okay, fiscal deficit also, again, that is what we are writing in economy. If we talk about shortfall in government's income, government is not earning, government is spending a lot, it is not earning, and government decided, okay, you vote for me, that politics is also involved. No, you vote for me, we'll cut your taxes. Now if the government will cut taxes, from where will they earn, right? Exactly, from where will they earn if they will cut the taxes, right? So that fiscal deficit problem is also there, right? Fiscal deficit, when there is shortfall in government's income compared with its spending, right? So first is twin deficit, first is fiscal deficit. So what do we call, guys, trade deficit? What is the particular term? Yeah, if we talk about the twin problems, one is the fiscal deficit and the trade deficit. Both are there in Sri Lanka. Fiscal deficit, government income is less than expenditure. Trade deficit also, yeah. Two deficits are there. Trade deficit meaning when the value of goods the country imports is much greater than the value of goods it exports. Okay, it is importing more than it is exporting, right? So both deficits are there. Next, next para. Okay. Now, response has been very, very dull from the government. The Russia-Ukraine war is expected to make matters even worse. For the Rajapaksa regime, the government cannot fully absolve itself of having led the country to the present situation. The government cannot act that now they can't say that we are not responsible. Okay, cannot fully say that they are not responsible, cannot leave this situation, right? Government has been responsible. Okay, though many experts proposed the idea of going to IMF 2 years ago, And the central bank also in its annual report, which it made available at the end of April, described 2020. It was said the contraction of the country's economy in real terms is by 3.6%. It has been in deepest recession since long time, since independence. This was the worst case they got to see in 2020, deepest recession. Okay, the government did not responded well. The government did not act. The government did not act on it. Did not take it seriously. Government's response was very poor. Was dull. Okay. No, no, this is from the Hindu. Chetanam, today's passage is from, paragraph is from the Hindu, not Indian Express. Okay. So guys, you understand, government cannot say that we are not responsible. They cannot fully absolve itself. Okay, very important here. Your grammar rule also, we use reflexive pronoun with absolve. When you absolve means you formally say that this we will not take the responsibility for it. So government cannot do that, because even when there were reports, the government did not act on it, did not take any action. The response of the government was very dull when they knew that they are going in the deepest recession since independence, right? At that time also. Next, the reaction of the government has been very disappointing. Why? Why? Apart from leaving, seeking to, they tried to cut the imports. Guys, what they did is, only thing that they did is, they tried to cut the imports of variety of goods. Okay. They banned chemical fertilizers. Okay. Right. Thinking that, saying that they banned chemical fertilizers, saying that it is not healthy. Okay. But obviously companies who are investing, they will go back, right? If you ban things, and the company countries, other companies which are willing to invest, they would know there's something wrong and they'll go back. Okay. The crisis also worsened by the president's short-sighted decision. Why this crisis became even bad? Because of the decision to give tax cuts. Okay, in 2019, late 2019, after coming to power, the government said, okay, you will not pay taxes because you have voted me, right? Obviously revenue will be affected, revenue of the government will be affected because of it. Okay, government revenue to GDP, if you see, from 12.6% in 2019, it came to 9.1%, right? Now, so now people are protesting in Colombo, and this shows their realization that the government that they bought in has been virtually clueless. They had literally no idea about the economic problems. The government they voted for had no problem. They are clueless. They know nothing about the economic problems. Now they realize it, right? Yes, yes. You all read this paragraph once again, please. Correct, Arvind. I'll give you time to read. Done? Yeah, it is short-sighted decision means, guys, president's short-sighted decision. I would like to discuss that term also. When you lack vision, okay, short-sighted means you are not able to see what might come in future unless it is too close, right? Short-sighted, when you do not consider what will happen in the future, what might probably happen in the future. Short-sighted decision. He gifted tax cuts to people. जब आप देखते ही नहीं हो फ्यूचर में क्या हो सकता है, नॉट कंसिडरिंग व्हाट विल probably happen in future, right? I know Manoj, you got it, but for others also. I'm explaining what is a short-sighted decision. Okay, next. I think last para, writer has written about the Sri Lankan economy, the crisis, who is to be blamed. Yeah, not having, correct, Sheetal, not having proper judgment about the future, what might happen. Correct. The only saving grace, what is a saving grace? The only single factor that can prevent somebody from going completely bad. Okay. The only saving grace for the government has been the selection of competent experts, including P. Nandalal as CBSL governor to guide the economic affairs, regardless of, okay, nonetheless, regardless of, all give us similar meaning. So when we say regardless of something, meaning regardless of the longevity, means paying no attention to the agitation, the protests that are happening in Colombo, which is going for a long time, and elsewhere. The Rajapaksa regime ability to survive political moves to oust it. It is clear that it no longer enjoys the confidence of many sections of the society. Obviously, people have stopped trusting the current, authority, the current government, the current regime. Right? Oust is force out, force someone out, right? Now, but the Rajpaksas cannot allow the crisis to deepen as they try to salvage. They are trying to save their political image. The country needs to be put on the path of recovery without further delay. So, the country needs help, and the political party definitely they are trying to save their image. They are in desperate need for that. Also, they cannot allow the crisis to further deepen. It is obviously the situation is extremely worse, right? So it needs to be handled, and that is what the writer says. We should put the country back to the recovery path, okay, without any delay, right? Ousted is force out, force someone out, right? So obviously, writer is describing what has happened. There is no easy way out now. We are in a tough, Sri Lanka is in a very tough condition, tough situation. Okay. So the current situation of Sri Lanka, and who all are to be blamed. Writer explained that, right? It is not only the government, but yeah, a lot of the problem is because of the ruling party, the Rajpaksa's government. Okay. They will have to take responsibility for it. Okay, the only thing good that has happened is a skilled expert has been included to guide for economic affairs. Other than that, nothing great, right? So, guys, what is the tone overall? Overall tone, can you tell me? Acha, the country needs to be put on the path, of economic recovery. Read it like this, okay? Put on the path. Huh. Tone will be only overall descriptive. Gargi is saying concerned, okay. You do see concern. Other than that, isn't it explanatory? Explaining the whole issue, who is to be blamed, what happened, right? Explanatory plus, can I say a little bit concerned as well? Yeah, I will say explanatory plus concern, right? Explanatory plus concern, right? Grammar lesson again. Absolve itself. Absolve itself. Remember, we use reflexive pronoun with certain words. Enjoy, absolve. Here itself was used for the Sri Lanka, the country. So reflexive pronoun with certain words. I pride myself, okay, in completing the task within few minutes, right? Absolve itself. So we use reflexive pronoun with certain verb forms, which you should know. Yeah, right. Also here, yeah, correct. Next one, before I come to the vocab, the two other articles which I want you to read from today's newspaper are, because today is 18th April, Hobson's choice for RBI. Hobson's choice, I hope you remember, no choice at all for RBI. And time for change. The Hindu and Financial Express, no Indian Express today. These two articles I would like you to read. Now, guys, I will talk about the phrases also that we have got from this particular paragraph. But first, let's quickly do the word meanings, right? The first one is inevitable. Inevitable meaning, we see this word very commonly. It's an adjective word. What do you mean by inevitable? That cannot be avoided or prevented from happening. That cannot be avoided from happening. That cannot be prevented from happening. The inevitable crisis, can I say? Yeah, the inevitable crisis. अवश्य होने वाला. ठीक है. Longevity. What is longevity? Noun. Lasting a long time. Right? Something which will last for a long time. Oust, from the word out, you can all remember force out. When you're forced out, thrown out of a power, position, job, oust. Force somebody out of a power, job, position, etc. Right? बाहर कर देना, बाहर करना. हाँ. अधिकार के पद से निकाल, बाहर करना. हाँ. Correct. Shepherded is led by, guided by. Okay. Shepherded. Guided. मार्गदर्शक ऐसा बोल सकते हैं. रास्ता बताने वाला. Right? Agitation is protest. Okay. When people are angry, they are agitated, they do protest. Okay. Andolan, protest. Agitation is a noun word. Absolve is when you say or when you confirm formally, you state that you declare yourself free from any guilt. Okay. Formally say that you do not have to take responsibility for something. Okay. Formally say that you will not take responsibility for something. Right? Acquit, we say acquit, right? Officially remove guilt or responsibility. Okay, you would not like to take. Yeah, turmoil also you can say, Gargi. Correct. Correct. Dosh mukt karna. Not take the responsibility, not take the guilt, free from it, that is absolve. Okay, insipid. Insipid is dull, tasteless. Okay, the government gave a reacted in a very dull way. They were not active, right? Dull, tasteless. Beswad. Not having the energy required. Insipid is dull. Okay. Devastated economy. What is devastated? Completely in shock, completely destroyed. Ati stubbed. Completely shocked, completely destroyed, devastated. Okay. Mooted is proposed. Mooted the idea we read. So mooted means propose the idea of going to the IMF, right? Mooted verb propose, suggest. Okay. Curtail is to stop. Okay. Apart from curtailing imports, the government did nothing else. No other step was taken. Okay. Apart from curtailing, reducing the imports. Curtail is kam karna, reduce karna, ghatana, right? Reduce. So these are your words in English, Hindi both. You should remember the meaning. Not very tough from today. Now the phrase is reeling under, guys. When you reel under something, suffer from. Okay, reel under is you usually use phrase like a phrase only. You use preposition under, reel under, struggle or suffer because of a very severe burden. Okay, struggle or suffer. One more thing which I wanted to talk about. Saving grace. Saving grace means, say, no, the only quality or only factor that was good. Okay. See, we say the saving grace. The only factor, the only grace, the only quality, the only characteristics that was positive. Okay. So is saving grace. So these you should mention in the comments, both of these phrase meanings. Okay. Remember to read today's articles which I have given you. Mooted on means debate on. Yeah. ठीक है. Moot also means as a verb to propose, so to suggest an idea. Mooted an idea. Okay. Now, use code Harshita for discount on Oliveboard. We have paid batches today, 9 a.m. Then I think 12 a.m. Yeah. 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 a.m. I guess these are the timings. I will post it on the group also. See you in the paid classes. Also, guys, remember 5 p.m. there is a practice session for RBI Assistant Mains and UDC Mains. Both of these together. Today we will have a poll session in the evening. So be there live on Oliveboard YouTube 5 p.m. and do subscribe, like and share. More people should be there present for editorial sessions, guys. Do tell your friends to join regularly. Okay, right. Weekly, I am planning to do that weekly revision of all the phrases that we do for editorial. I can compile and share it in my Telegram group for sure. Okay? Chalo. Thank you, guys. Thank you.